And welcome to Griffin Graffiti with Grossmont College head coach Michael Jordan. I'm with Dave Dickens of EastCountySports.com. Wanted to catch up with Coach on our new live streams this year on the week of the game with the Southwestern Jaguars. Dave, Coach is joining us from his home, and I think we've made a big mistake here going with the live stream tonight. We could be there in the jacuzzi by the fire watching Monday Night Football. Even though the game is a blowout, we'd be winning money with the Patriots. Dave, Coach Jordan joining us. It's looking like a pretty nice time over there tonight.
It is. Getting into the game that you played this week, though, Coach, I got to admit, coming out the way you guys came out firing on both offense and defense, you almost saw a different Griffin team that we'd seen all year. I mean, on both sides of the ball, it looked like you were going to win the game. I mean, you came up fired up, making great plays, got to early turnover.
Yeah, I mean, we got a bunch of good young players, but the youth always catches up to you a little bit, or at least this time of the season. So, they're going to fight hard. We're gonna always game plan for the team we got. And, we're gonna have a chance every week. Tough week this week going against Riverside, though. Very good team.
Did you see, Coach? Did it seem like they came out like a little lethargic, maybe the bus ride, not just a bus ride, but just maybe even overconfident? I don't want to say the C word, but I think maybe they came in thinking they were just going to stomp on you, and you guys took advantage of that, coming out there playing hard. Because, like I said, the Griffins look real good coming out. I think that's the best I saw you guys play all year, hands down.
I hope they wouldn't come out take us easy, because we beat them a couple times and they've been number one. So, I think Coach Kraft knows that we come with our best when we play them. And JC football, anything can happen. But a bunch of good players, bunch of good athletes all over the field. I don't know if they're lethargic or not. They're a very good football team, but we gave them a good battle for a minute. Kind of showed our potential, what we have moving forward with our young team.
The defense. We were talking about that last week, Coach, about the defense and the lack thereof, and assignments and such. And in particular, in the first quarter, I'll say, and then moving on in halfway into the second quarter, they were really making things happen. I mean, they weren't playing these crazy defenses. They were playing some basic defensive packages, and like you wanted, and look at the results.
Yeah, I mean, you get good players out there. They can play fast. They don't have to think too much. We have good players. Jaden Nunu came up firing. I think he caused a couple of those turnovers just because of his speed and toughness. Guys, they play downhill. They know what they're doing. Good things happen, and that was a little illustration of that, I think.
How about Rock Gonzalez? Wasn't it two? Didn't he had a pair of sacks?
I think Rock got in there a few times. Yeah, he's got some work to do still, but he has a good motor on him. Good kid, works hard. I think Anthony Sola was really the pressure that we had on their quarterback most of the night.
Dave, I think we kind of saw the same thing last year, Coach. Even though we were up against those elite teams, we did play very well in the first half. It's almost a case where the game will just wear on us, maybe when we're going up against those elite opponents. But yeah, in the first half, I think what Dave said, I mean, when you're going to give your best effort, even against a team that's going to be superior, probably by the final outcome, you couldn't fault the effort. It looks like to me, at least statistically, the way I'm seeing it.
No, I'm real proud of my guys for playing real hard. It comes as a little bit of depth issue. I think moving forward, I think we got to get more of the local guys here involved. Get us a little more depth, more quality depth, and we'll compete with any of those guys. No problem.
How about Jack Browning? Still the most valuable player, right, Coach? I mean,
man,
he just
that kid
slap an MVP tag on his jersey because he's just been. It's crazy.
Jack's a very good player. If we give our MVP to the punter, that doesn't speak very well of the offense, though. So
I get it.
If anybody, Coach Jack, go ahead.
in reality, Jack was like one of our number one recruits out of the East County. Again, the local kid. We talk about getting the local talent, which we have plenty of. Capitalize on that. But yeah, Jack's another shining example of that. We had Ethan Albertson last year from Mount Carmel. He's at New Mexico State now, I believe, doing pretty well. So, like kicking's definitely been a great part of our game. But just another example of local talent shining for us. And Jack's been great for us. He really has came through big time.
Dave, I think my vote, other than Jack, like Coach said, maybe we don't want to give the punter the award, but we'll give him the unsung hero for sure. But Coach, a guy that I enjoyed coming out and meeting with you guys and meeting some of the guys this year, and Mike Steen, he's a guy that kind of talked about what he was going to do this year. I think he's lived up to his own expectations. He, to me, knew what was ahead for the team. I think he knew that we were in for a bit of a haul this season, but I think he knew that he could achieve what he set out to do. And maybe he's exceeded those expectations out. Obviously, if I had to pick someone I think is the most valuable player on this team, I think Malik Steen would be the guy.
Well, Malik's came a long way. I think his MVP status would come more from his maturity and his leadership role he's taken. He's got to be a little frustrated because our offense isn't as productive as we like to be or we usually are for a few different reasons. We talk about the young offensive line and the backup quarterback playing, doing a great job. Joaquin's doing a good job. My young guys doing a good job with everything. But Malik he's matured a great deal. And I'm very, very proud of that dude. And, he has all the athletic ability and he makes plays. And I think he has a great future, really. With the way he's maturing and the way he's developing, I see Malik doing great things at the next level for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go too far. Malik has looked very, very good, and he's an offensive player, but someone kind of the same kind of resume, if you will. I think Luke Barku, who's playing at San Diego State right now, Coach, I think I had to make any comparisons to him. I mean, Luke's, doing outstanding. Malik, maybe not that caliber, but I just kind of compare him with him, Dave.
Yeah, you know what? What I was impressed with too, it was real interesting seeing three quarterbacks out there and just the way that you set it up early on in the first half. Well, a little later too, the way you set it up and brought Lucas in there, to toss a touchdown pass over to Hudson. I mean, that was something else. That was something else in itself anyway, because that was a one-handed grab. And it was really hard to tell if he actually made it in there, if you were on the sideline, of course. And then he had a flag thrown at the same time. So we are kind of wondering at that time, but man, what a play.
Yeah, I mean, Lucas is a very good talent. Came down from Colorado. One of my number one guys on the board. Got him down here. Got to give him playing time. He's going to be the future, look for us. So he does a good job in there. Dom is a great leader and inspiration to the team. And for him to get a chance to go out there and make some plays like that, that's all we ask. I tell the quarterbacks, let those guys make plays. Malik, Dom, we have a host of great Perry. We have a host of great receivers. Just try to get the protection right and get the time, get the ball off of our hand on time. And, just give those guys a chance. And they show they can do it. Malik made a great catch. Dom made a great catch. Mari's made great catches out there. So, it's as it came quite together all the way, but we have very good players playing hard, still making plays. And Lucas, like I said, he has a lot of mechanical things we've got to work on, but he has a great future, I think, with this program.
God.
Yeah, and Coach, can you comment for me on the season that Jarius Burnett is having? I know that he probably wants to achieve more. I mean, he's a hard runner, a lot of energy. Sometimes he's getting bottled up. You talk about some of the experience up front, but still 300 yards for you this season, and you give him, more than his workload of the carries, probably just because he never stops trying, huh?
Nah, Jarius is a pretty special talent. He's been hampered a little bit with little hip injuries he got early on. So working through that, but he's never set out, never complained about it. But he's a pretty special dude. He's, again, another mature guy, brings a lot of leadership to our very young team. I just want to, my philosophy is get our sophomores the ability to get a lot of film to get on the next level. That's really my goal, to get these guys on. So Jerry's is getting, we're riding him hard. I mean, we're not doing great up front for him, but we're still going to give him the ball and give him those chances to make those great plays that he has the capability of doing.
Yeah, Dave, because I think that, Coach Jared Adelman actually has looked very good in limited action this year, and, maybe could get some more carries out of Coach. But like I said, Jerry doesn't stop trying, Dave, but Adelman has looked very good, and looks like Coach has got a back next year as well.
Yeah, Adelman's a pretty special talent also. Local kid, Poway, was great in high school, and has showed that out here also. So, again, my focus is getting the sophomores their run. We're trying to get them on, and I don't want to shortchange them on their repetitions because we have a great freshman. The freshman will get, Jared will get his carries, he'll get his development, and then next year he'll get a chance to shine.
Yeah, Coach, and some of the defensive players this year, Riri Patain, definitely having a pretty strong year, right? How about some of these guys? I know they're, maybe getting a bit winded out there on some of those contests at the end, but they're racking up their numbers. They're getting the work in.
Yeah, Riri's a warrior. He's been playing with an injured ankle last 3 weeks, I think, but still just giving it everything he's got out there. Guys like Derek Sutherland, 2-year sophomore starter, just a baller, just playing hard. Like I said, Anthony Sola. I mean, he's probably the best pass rusher I think in the conference for sure. And we got him. He's got injured last game, but he's a definite talent. We got some guys. They're playing hard. I'm very, very proud of them, and man, let's respect those guys with all my heart and give them love. And they play hard, man. Every week you're not gonna see our guys quit. They're gonna play their asses off every week with no quit in them.
Coach, is Anthony's, Dave, I'll let you in just a second, but is Anthony's status in question for this week's game?
I think he'll be all right, just with some therapy and a little rest. He tried to come. He came back after his injury Saturday, but he is pretty hurt, but he's still giving his best. But he wasn't quite 100%. But I think he'll be back this Saturday. He's a very tough kid, mentally and physically. Is a true warrior for sure.
Go ahead, Dave.
Well, I was just gonna touch on Jalen too. I mean, he hasn't had a whole lot of. He's not having the big plays he did at Helix all the time, but I did see one. Boy, he's really got some pop in him as of lately too. And in this game in particular, I had one right in front of me, and it reminded me of the Helix days. So definitely, he was a good pickup from the East County.
Yeah, Jaden Taunuu, quite a hitter too. 3 pass breakups though, also last week, Coach Mike.
Yeah, Jaden's a pretty special kid too. I played with his dad, Tuese, when I played at Grossmont College. He played Tuese as a defensive linebacker for my dad up there, and he's just a studly dude. And Jaden's the same guy, just a hard-hitting, downhill, tough kid, that good-natured guy too. So I love that kid, man. I hope he finishes up and gets everything right, and he can get on and do stuff.
So, Coach, after playing this game and summing up all of the games we played to this point, you got your neighborhood rival coming in. Well, you're going down to their place to play Southwestern. Not a typical 3 o'clock game.
Is it
locally.
3? It's 6, no, Dave, or 3?
It's 6 o'clock.
I think it's 6.
Not a typical 3. Gotcha. Understood,
yeah,
Dave. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's 6 o'clock down there. But just like last year, you guys had to play the West Hills at the West Hills field, and you guys really competed. You guys went back and forth. It was one of the better games of the season, real competitive. I'm sure you expect the same thing.
Yeah, our guys are going to play real hard against them. They'll play real hard against us. They're in that lower division for a long time, so we don't really have the rivalry we have now, but now it kind of is. So big game for us. They've with their facility and everything, they've been able to land some of the local guys, local talent that we usually get. But I always look forward to playing them. I think it's always fun to beat them. We've had some really good games against them. If you look at our overall record, I think we're still, quite a bit ahead. But they're doing a good job. They got some good players down there, and they're well coached. And I'm looking forward to the opportunity to play them again.
Dave, you mentioned Rock Gonzalez earlier, and I was like, I asked Coach Ed earlier in the season. I said, Coach, how did you let Rock Gonzalez get away from you? And he went up to Grossmont, and Rock doing a great job. So, hey, Coach, you're winning a few of those battles out there.
Yeah, I mean, guys come for different reasons. Some guys with the big picture in mind. I think we get a lot of those guys because the education at our school is a very high education that we get. Good overall academic experience for them. We still do probably I would say the best job of getting guys on to the next level, which is our real job, and coaching them up and getting matured up. So, guys go to school for different reasons, but we get those guys I think have the big picture in mind. And we get them on, and they do great things. So that's where we're at.
How about as I recall, and many of the conversations I overheard, the conversations my dad would have with yours about how they recruited. You guys used to recruit quite a bit out of Florida in particular, and also just a lot of out-of-state talent, a lot more than is happening now in the last few years. Is there a reason for that, or is it we focus more on getting the local talent?
Well, local guys usually experience more success than out-of-state guys for many reasons. I mean, they're vested in the community. They know Grossmont. They're here for the long haul. Out-of-state guys, they sometimes blow in, blow out. They come and go. It's hard to get them to buy in sometimes. Academically, they're not usually as strong as our local kids. They don't have the same home base, so to speak, as much support as those out-of-state guys do. So they usually succeed at a higher level. I just really want to, I love my East County and I love my San Diego people. So I'm really going to focus now on getting these guys. We might have to get a couple out-of-state guys, out-area guys, but I want the in-area kids. We have great talent here in San Diego, good kids, and they're fighters, man. I want the local guys. So I'm really going to focus on that here going forward for sure.
Well, talking with the new AD, I definitely I'm super excited, just as I'm sure you are, that you really have somebody in there with Nidra being really understanding the whole athletic program and what it brings to the college and how it can lead to much higher attendance. And we're even talking about, as far as not just talking athletics, but maybe a couple of interviews about some big academic offers that are going to be out there at Grossmont College. So that'll be interesting to see too. And we're just happy to be able to have the opportunity to take part in that. As I talked with her about that, and just getting all of the athletics some more love locally for Grossmont College, because after all, it is East County, and I think it'll all come together. And again, a lot of these kids are starting to get the big picture, as you've mentioned several times, that it's great to play football, but as we all know, if we have that one big injury, you're done for football forever. You got to have something. You got to have a backup plan. John Elway, in particular, I mean, he had an economic degree. He could have done anything more. He didn't have to stand by and take all that beating. So, I get the big picture, and I think she does. And I think that Grossmont in the next couple of years will probably be back where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, you know what? Nedra is a blessing. I think she really, she comes in with the mind of a coach, with the, and also the mind of an administrator. That kind of mixes it together, and she's no nonsense. She's very straightforward and common sense, and that's what we need, really. I think moving forward. I think if we can retain our class we had a great recruiting class last year. If we retain this class and get another class like it, we'll be beating Riverside. We'll be at that level. We're not that far away. So you guys saw that on Saturday. We're right there with a few adjustments, a good retention, a good recruiting class. We're right there in the mix with the best teams in the state. So, nothing lost. I know what it's all about. It's all about developing these guys. Like you said, you could lose your football career in an instant, but becoming a productive member of society and a good man, that will carry you on for life. So that's what we develop, And you look at all our guys. I go around to these high school games. I recruit every Friday, and it seems like every local game we have, I have 2 or 3 coaches on the sideline that played for me, which is awesome. That's above anything I can think of, as far as legitimizing what I do. So it's awesome to see those guys out there at every school, the old Griffs just coaching their butts off, and that's a pretty neat thing for me to see, week in and week out. So, win, lose, or draw doesn't, that's not the big picture. The big picture is to get these guys on, let it become great men, great leaders in society, and that's what we're doing. So, win or lose, whatever, we'll keep fighting hard, but we're going to keep producing great men in this county for sure.
Yeah, and the guys are talking about, I just want to clear up, Dave, clean house here. They're talking about the new Associate Dean of Athletics, Nedra Brown, over at Grossmont College. And Coach, what is the experience like right now for you and your staff, fans of the team at Grossmont College with your new facilities? How are things moving there? We know the field's installed. We have a picture of the beautiful scoreboard right there behind us on screen there. So where does everything stand? And her guidance and helping you and you helping her through this season, kind of a significant one despite not having a victory.
Yeah, I mean, she walked into kind of a firestorm. There's a lot as far as getting things right. We have laid out facility issues, of course, up there. But the quality of coaches we have at Grossmont is unmatched by any of the other schools around here. I can tell you that right now. And Nedra, like I said, Nedra brings a strong voice to our system. She's something we really needed, I think. I hope she can stick it out. There's a lot to do up there that we need to get done. And she's got her hands full for sure, but I'm on her side 100%. I think she's a blessing to us. And I think things are going to turn for the best for sure overall for all athletic department. And that's what I'm all about. I'm just all about it, help the guys out and all our athletes out. And we have like I said, our staff is second to none, guarantee, all our coaches.
And that's what a successful college is going to be anyway, is when the athletics and admin are on the same page and backing each other 100%. And I think that after my brief 45-minute meeting with her myself in person, I learned a lot about there's really big things happening for Grossmont College academically and athletically. For example, Doug Weber's on board, Jamie Ivers, longtime Grossmont coaches, and you said like quality coaches. There's 2 quality coaches right there. Karen, also for the women's basketball. Been there forever, and she, like you said, no nonsense. She said, you can send me as many emails as you want. You can send me these texts, but until I see you face to face, I can hear all the great things and I can read all the great things, but I want to see you face to face before that. And the way she works like that, I think that really says a lot about her as a person, individual, and how she's going to work through this college and in the administration and really make some significant changes for the better.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I think she's definitely a blessing, and I'm willing to, do whatever she wants me to do to help out, but she's willing to do whatever I ask her to do also. So I'm just looking forward to the relationship, that we're going to have. And like you said, all those coaches you mentioned, they're very good friends of mine. I love all these people dearly. I've been around them for a long time. They're very hardworking coaches, very diligent. They love their student athletes. They work their asses off. Couldn't be in a better situation as far as my colleagues go. Love them all.
Well, Dave, just one more time, we want to kind of promote this weekend's game since we got a chance to catch up with Coach this season. I'd say it's, the rivalry game, if you will. Grossmont at Southwestern at DeVore Stadium on Saturday night at 6 p.m. We gotta get this one, Coach. Okay, we expect the win at Orange Coast in 2 weeks. Okay, no ifs, ands, or buts. But let's get this one, man. Let's make some noise. This is the one that I think you're gonna have. You're gonna have your players prepped, but they're gonna be on their 100% intensity level. If they weren't already, this is the game that I think they're gonna get ready for, fired up for.
Yeah, and it's a mental game a little bit. You got to understand the schedule we just played, as far as the top teams in the state. We haven't had an easy go of it for sure.
And it's not, and there's tough ones still to come.
Yeah, for sure. We're definitely battle tested with the great teams that we played. I think 3 of the 4 games we're going to play now are very winnable. Saddleback, we can beat Saddleback, but they're number 2 in the state now, and they're up and rolling. But between Southwestern and Golden West and Orange Coast, those are 3 games we can win, for sure. And then Saddleback, we bring our best game, we can beat them too. So I always split the season in 2 halves. That second half season really proves what we've done as a coaching staff and a program to get our guys ready to play and get better, because it's all a developmental process at this level. You know what I mean? I don't expect to be great coming out the first game, especially with a young team. So second half of the season is where I really judge myself and my staff as where we're at.
Yeah, Dave, if you're not going to go down to see this game between the 2 local teams, if you will, Grossmont and Southwestern, we'll give Mesa and Palomar their props too. But if you're not going to see this game, certainly in 3 weeks, last home game, official home game at Grossmont College, not at Grossmont High, not at West Hills High, at Grossmont College against an elite team this season, Saddleback. That's the one to go to. They're going to come in favored to beat us, but you're going to want to get out and see the new field and the new scoreboard and on a beautiful day and see this team one more time. Maybe when they're playing their best football, given these 2 tough road games, winnable road games coming up.
Absolutely, come on out. If you can't find a seat they can see from, be sure to write the. We need a better stadium facility.
Well, that's what I was hoping to get out of you, Coach, is where we stand.
I mean, I'm not bashing anybody. I'm saying we could, we could use a little better facility as far as seating goes.
Yeah, we're gonna have to find one of these places with some stands, and I don't know, a lot of issues come into that. But Dave, you've been out there, you've been out to the field so far a couple times. Tell me your impressions.
No, I mean, I think it's a beautiful field. I think it's probably the best it's looked in several years, and it was definitely time to redo the thing. And I mean, the sidelines are a little tight, but other than that, I think that it's all we need now is, like Mike mentioned, is we get some good seats in there, and I think that's it. But I'll even take a quote from Mike. I mean, as far as the players go, they're not playing from there; they're playing from the field. And but at the same time, I think eventually, especially the administration we have now, I think we should see some seats coming out there. If not, I think even reaching out to the community, all of us as a whole, I think we can come up with a better seating situation, especially locally. I'm sure there's something coming soon. So hopefully people that are watching this telecast, that they'll definitely be thinking about that too, because that's really going to help the local viewing too, because we need all the fans we can get out there too to promote the local team.
Yeah, Coach, I thought Dave was going to quote. I thought he was going to say something to the effect of a famous quote, if we build it, they will come.
That's what I was thinking. If they build it, they'll come. Yeah, we have.
But we might have to build it first.
Yeah, it's a beautiful venue up there with the mountainscape of El Capitan Mountain and Cuyamaca Peak out there. Like, you couldn't find a better venue as far as landscaping goes. But like Dave said, it's I tell my players, you don't play from the stands, so it doesn't really matter to you so much. But it does help us in recruiting if we could have a little better facility for sure. It's good to get the community up there in events. Of course that would help too. But in the end of the day, we want to get our good local players. I want to give them opportunities to go on and play college somewhere else. That's really what we're here for, to get their education continued and play at the highest level they can play at. So we're still doing that. It hasn't stopped. We have a lot of guys in D1 right now, Florida State and UCLA, and Luke Barku down at San Diego State now leading. I think he's one of the top guys in the nation in interceptions. We got guys out there doing great things. That's really what I'm here for. I mean, I want to win games the worst way for the school and the community and the players, but getting these guys opportunities to go on and play at the next level is what we're here for.
Dave, we're producing guys. We just don't have enough of it. We just don't have enough guys to produce, upper level talent guys to produce. So that's what we're working on. That's where we're going.
We still have
But
way
you know
more
what?
than the other. We still have way more than the other local schools. You know that, right? Yeah,
That's right,
we still
Coach.
put it out there. Yeah, no one has the one at Florida State or UCLA or San Diego State, New
Yeah.
Mexico State starting balling out. You know what I mean? So we're still doing our job.
Yep.
Want to win some games, but along the way for sure.
And I talked to Jay just a little while ago too, actually, and I said, "Hey Jay," he goes, "If you can find the plane tickets to come out here, I'll give you the tickets to come out here." So that's just one of the finer talents that just recently that I mean, just like you, Coach, even the media, my father did for many years. You start growing close to these kids too. You know, they end up being kind of part of your family as well. And you know, getting invites like that. Hey, if you can get on a plane, I'll have tickets for you. I mean, who's just going to hand you out some Florida State tickets? I mean, that's pretty huge, and just the job that Jay Williams did that last year, just one of them, you know, and being able to sign that letter and doing a great job over there too is just fantastic.
Yeah, one of the things you get from the kids at this level, when they get through this process, they really appreciate what happened. You know what I mean? They really look back and feel the roots where they came from, and they appreciate it because they came from nothing basically, and they end up going to these big schools doing great jobs. So it's a pretty cool thing, you know.
Yeah, it was quite an accomplishment, not only for Jay, but for you and your staff, and the way that you handled it, Coach. The way everyone handled it, it was first class. I mean, he was a top level recruit, and he got treated that way, and that's the way it came off. That's the way it appeared to everyone, and he did a lot of that work on his own too. He made it happen. He made it happen. You helped him make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, just move. That's part of our job too, is finding the position that is best for guys at the next level, not just what they want to play, but what they can play at the next level. So that's part of the process.
That's right, Dave. Someone had to switch him over to offensive line and turn him into a D1 tackle.
Hey,
All right.
he left. I mean, we would have loved him at San Diego State still, but you know what? He bounced back and he ended up Florida, but he's in a great spot. So like you said, Mike did his job. Jay did the other part of the job by doing the work as well. And as we know, throughout all the years, the Jordans have been, both your dad and yourself, Mike, have definitely put together some great football teams over the years. I mean, shoot, I've been watching them myself since I was freaking 7 or 8 years old myself. So, and then even getting to watch you play. So, it's definitely a great history out in East County. I think a lot of times too, people forget about how good really the Grossmont Conference to select from is in the East County, and all the talent that comes out of that Hills League and out of that Valley League. I mean, you know it best more than anybody that there's plenty of talent out there, and I just think a lot of these other people and a lot of the media conglomerates, they don't see it like we know for so many years.
Yeah, there's talent here, but a lot of it is underdeveloped. You know, so guys when they come out of high school, sometimes they're not at where they're going to be. You know what I mean? So you got to kind of see what they have in their future instead of just what they are right now. And most of our guys that have been greatly successful have been underdeveloped coming out of high school, and then they just physically and mentally develop through the couple of years they're with us, and then they go on and do great things. So, I don't look for this guy has to be an all-star coming out of high school. It's like, what is his potential after 2 years? You know what I mean? So that's a big difference. So these guys, some of these guys don't have an offer, not one offer out of high school. They end up, going to a big time school after a couple of years of developing. So that's really what that's what we do. That's what we do. I don't need the D1 bounce back because I already know he's a D1 guy. So I need the guy that's going to develop into a D1 guy. You know what I mean? It's a little different situation than some schools try to do.
Yeah. Well, Dave, we're going to have to catch up with Coach again because I got a peaceful, easy feeling sitting here with a fireplace and jacuzzi on a Monday night. So we're going to hit up Coach again, I think, after we pick up one of these victories over the next couple of weeks.
Hopefully this week.
If not more. That's right. We're going to hold him to it. We're going to hold him to the fire.
That's right. Here I am, the fire.
get
I
that
appreciate
breathing.
you guys.
Yep. Thanks a
All
lot,
right.
Coach Mike Jordan of the Grossmont College Griffins, Dave Dickens. Good job. I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us.
Talk to you soon, guys.